Hello, dear listeners. This is Dr. Sergio Sanchez, your friendly neighborhood Dr. Qubit. And today, I'm here to talk about something that happened just a few weeks ago and has made the tech world more nervous than a database admin on Patch Tuesday. In a very early morning on January the 3rd, the United States decided that Venezuela needed an administration change. And when I say administration change, I mean they sent 150 aircrafts, a carrier, and 3 Delta Force teams to capture President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, and basically said, "We are running this country now." Now, you might be wondering,
Dr. Qubit, what does that have to do with cybersecurity? I came here to learn how to protect my iPhone photos, not to listen to geopolitics.
well, let me tell you something, my dear digitally naive friend. This has everything to do with cybersecurity, because when a country gets militarily invaded in 2026, it's not just bombs that rain down. Hackers rain down too. And I am not talking about hoodie-wearing kids in basements. I'm talking about digital armies from Russia, China, and Iran, who are right now sharpening their keyboards like they are samurai swords. So buckle up your cyber seatbelts, because today we're going to talk about how a military operation becomes a cybersecurity nightmare. And trust me, after this episode, you will understand why your IT manager hasn't slept since that day. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain, the podcast where technology speaks human. I am Dr. Sergio Sanchez, aka Dr. Qubit, your guide to understanding what's going on with artificial intelligence, digital dangers, how to navigate this crazy world of digital lies and scams that's seen straight out of science fiction movies. I will tell you how to protect yourself even if you don't like technology. And well, let's start with the show. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain, the only podcast where we learn that real superheroes don't wear capes, they use firewalls. Alright, let's get serious for a moment, because what happened today is not a Hollywood movie, it's reality. And reality, my dear friends, is way more cyberpunk than we think. Let me paint the picture. At 2 a.m. Venezuelan time, the United States launched something called Operation Absolute Resolve. And when the Americans give things dramatic names like that, you know stuff is about to get real. More than 150 aircrafts, 40 people killed. President Maduro is now in New York facing narco-terrorism charges, and Trump, in the tweet that will make any international lawyer faint, says the USA is going to run Venezuela temporarily. Now, why I'm telling you all this on a cybersecurity podcast? Well, because here is where it gets interesting. Imagine you own a 7-Eleven, a normal 7-Eleven, where you sell Slurpees, Hot Pockets, and have a ATM. Now imagine one morning a group of armed people show up, drag the owner out in handcuffs, and say,
We are managing the 7-Eleven now.
What do you think happened to that 7-Eleven security? Are the cameras still working? Is anyone monitoring who comes in and out? Is the alarm system active? Is the safe properly locked? Well, now multiply that 7-Eleven by an entire country, with banks, with oil refineries, with power grids, with water systems, with hospitals, all connected to the internet, all with computers, all with passwords that are probably Venezuela 123. And here is the real problem. Venezuela is not alone in the world. Has friends with names like Russia, China, Iran, and Cuba. And these friends are not going to send soldiers to defend it. They are going to send something much quieter and deadlier. They are going to send hackers. So today we're going to talk about 6 different ways this geopolitical happening can become your personal problem, even if you live in Austin, in Seattle, or in Brooklyn. Because in the digital world, my dear friends, there are no borders, only undersea cables and satellites, and we are all connected to the same internet. The 6 cyber threats. All right, let's get concrete. I'm going to explain the 6 ways this can affect us, and I'll do with examples even my grandma will understand. And my grandma thinks that Wi-Fi is a type of Japanese greetings. Threat number 1. Digital revenge from powerful countries. First threat. State-sponsored cyber retaliation. Fancy name for they are going to hack us for revenge. Look, when the United States does something like this, it's basically giving a diplomatic slap to all Venezuela's friends. China already came out saying that violate international law. Russia says it's unacceptable assault on somebody's country. Now, are they going to send tanks to defend Venezuela? No. They are going to break diplomatic relationships? Maybe. They are going to send their best hackers to take down power grids in Texas, banks in New York, and hospitals in California? Absolutely. I am not speculating. We have precedents. In 2015, Russia hacked Ukraine power grid and left 230,000 people without electricity in the middle of winter because Putin was angry. Now imagine how angry they are going to get now. And not just Russia. China has APT-41, a government hacker group so sophisticated that can infiltrate a network without anyone noticing for years. To help you understand, a normal hacker is like a burglar who breaks your window, grabs your TV, and runs away. A state-sponsored hacker is like a burglar who enters your house, lives in your attic for 6 months, learns your schedule, make copies of your keys, and when they finally decide to rob you, they take not just your TV, but also your banking information, your email password, and those compromising photos you thought you deleted. So if they hack a bank or take down the power grid, we will feel it. Threat number 2. Chaos in Venezuelan infrastructure. Second threat. Total collapse of Venezuelan cybersecurity. Imagine you work in Venezuela's government IT department. This morning you woke up and your boss is no longer your boss. He's arrested, or he fled, or he is hiding. Are you going to go to work? Are you going to update the antivirus? Are you going to check security logs? Of course not. You are going to be trying to leave the country or hiding under your bed. So what happened to all those systems? According to World Bank data, Venezuela has more than 80 million internet users. They have banking systems, healthcare systems, transportation systems, all digital, and now all unsupervised. It's like leaving your house open with a sign that says,
Nobody's home. Steal whatever you want.
Hackers, both criminal and state-sponsored, are going to enter those systems like they own the place. They will install backdoors, steal data, leave dormant malware waiting for orders. It's a buffet of vulnerabilities. It's like when a restaurant closes and they leave food in the fridge. At first everything is fine, but after a week without electricity, without anyone cleaning, that refrigerator is a biohazard. That's Venezuelan system right now. Every day without supervision is another day of digital decomposition. Threat number 3. Oil, electricity, and disaster. Third threat, and this is going to be a big one, the Venezuelan energy sector. Trump already says that American oil companies are going to go to fix the broken infrastructure. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves, bigger than Saudi Arabia, bigger than Iran, bigger than Kuwait. We are talking about 303 billion barrels of oil. Now, do you know what controls those refineries? Computers. SCADA system, which stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. They are industrial computers that control valves, pressure, temperature, oil flow. And do you know what's special about most of these systems in Venezuela? They were installed in the 80s and 90s. They are older than most people listen to this podcast, and they haven't been updated because Venezuela, well, has been in crisis for years. Remember the colonial pipeline attack in the United States in 2021? A ransomware group called DarkSide managed to shut down the pipeline that supplies 45% of the East Coast gasoline. How? By hacking one password that didn't have two-factor authentication. One password. Now, imagine Venezuela with dozens of refineries, all with ancient systems, all without proper maintenance, and now controlled by American companies that are going to connect them to the internet to monitor them remotely. It's like putting on a neon sign that says,
Hackers, free oil here.
Russia, China, Iran, they all have a reason to sabotage that infrastructure. And they have the technical capabilities to do it. Threat number 4, the financial chaos and digital death. Fourth threat, the Venezuelan financial system is going to become the digital Wild West. When it's a political chaos, digital criminals take advantage. It's the law of nature. Digital nature, like vultures that appear when something is going to die. We can already predict what's going to happen. Banking Trojans, those malicious programs that steal bank passwords, are going to circulate like hotcakes in IHOP. Criminals will send fake emails saying,
Update your bank accounts due to the government change.
And people will fall for it. And this doesn't just affect Venezuela. The US has trade relations with Venezuela. We have American companies operating there. We have Venezuelans living here sending money to their families. All of that goes through banking systems that are now vulnerable. Plus, cryptocurrencies are going to go crazy. When there is political instability, people try to get their money out of the country. How? With Bitcoins, with Ethereum, with whatever they can. And that creates opportunities for money laundering, scams, and theft. The SWIFT network, which is the system banks use for international transfer, is going to be under attack. Every transaction is going to be an opportunity for someone to intercept or manipulate. Threat number 5, the intelligence goldmine. Fifth threat, Venezuelan government networks are now the world's most coveted piñata. Think about it. Maduro was working with Russia, China, Iran, Cuba, Colombia drug traffickers, and who knows who else. All that leaves digital traces. Emails, encrypted messages, bank transfer, contracts, calls recordings, etc. Now the United States has physical access to those servers. But guess who else wants that access? Literally every intelligence agency on the planet. The CIA wants to know what Russia was doing. The Russian FSB wants to raise evidence. Chinese MSS want to know what the US knows. Israeli Mossad want information about Iran, and so on. It's like you found the secret diary of your neighborhood biggest gossip. Everyone will want to read it, and everyone will want to rip out the pages where they are mentioned. The problem is that when everyone is trying to hack the same system at the same time, things get ugly. There are collisions, there are collateral damage, there is information that leaks unintentionally. Threat number 6, regional domino effect. Sixth and final threat, the domino effect in Latin America. Colombia already mobilized security forces to the border. Why? Because they are expecting refugees. And when there are massive movements of people, there is chaos. And when there is chaos, there are opportunities for cyber attacks. Brazil, Colombia, Panama, all are going to be monitoring this closely. Monitoring in cybersecurity terms mean hacking to know what is happening. Latin America is already the target of 24% of all ransomware attacks in the world, according to Kaspersky data. The US specifically received 85 million cyber attacks attempts in 2023. Now, add geopolitical instability, foreign power fighting, and system without supervision. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. So, recapping, we have 6 threats. Number 1, digital revenge from world powers. Number 2, collapse of Venezuelan cybersecurity. Number 3, vulnerable oil infrastructure. Number 4, financial chaos and death. Number 5, war for intelligence. And number 6, regional domino effect. And all this happened in the last 2 weeks. Now, do you understand why I told you your IT manager hasn't slept?
Are you tired of Russian hackers invading your corporate network every time is a geopolitical conflict? Fed up with your SCADA systems being older than your mother-in-law and more vulnerable than politician in election year? Try new patriotic Cyber Shield. The only firewall in the market with the taste of freedom and cutting-edge technology backed by absolutely no scientific studies.
Before, my refinery was hacked every July. Now, with Patriotic Cyber Shield, we only get hacked on Thursdays. A 50% improvement.
Patriotic Cyber Shield comes in 500 gigabytes, 1 terabyte, and Please Don't Hack Us edition 10 terabytes presentation. Side effects may include false sense of security, unjustified confidence in technology, tendency to ignore critical updates, believe that a single product can solve all your cybersecurity problems. In rare cases, immediate dismissal when they discover you spend a year budget on this. Patriotic Cyber Shield is not actually a product. If you bought it in the internet, you got a scam. And you probably have a virus now. Ironic, isn't it? Don't sue us. We are not real. This is an educational podcast. Please learn to distinguish between fiction and reality. And update your real antivirus. Press click responsible.
The offense to his nation. He doesn't use bombs, doesn't use rifles, just uses Python and passion. He'll enter your firewall like it's a 7-Eleven with determination. Your password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your Wi-Fi says admin watching us sing. What a sin. Oh, neglected critical infrastructure. Oh, systems without update. The hacker comes singing, and your data he will take. The CEO said the cloud is secure. The CFO said that costs a fortune. The CTO quit 3 months ago, and now the internet knows everything. What torture! So update, 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 update. Your antivirus, your firewall, your soul, because the Moscow hacker is coming, and your security matters to him not at all. Oh, neglected critical infrastructure. Oh, systems without update. The hacker comes singing, and your data he will take.
All right, my dear listeners, it's time for the section everyone loves and every few actually do. Do it yourself. This is the part where I stop scaring you and start empowering you. Because yes, the outlook is ugly, but you are not a helpless victim. You are an intelligent user who, after listening to this podcast, are going to take action. I'm going to give you 7 concrete steps you can take today. Not next week, not when you have time, today, before the day ends. There are steps that takes between 5 and 30 minutes each and can make the difference between being hacked or being secure. And yes, I'm going to be specific, with times, with clear instructions, because I am not the one who always says, be secure without telling you how. So grab paper and pen or your phone. Write this down because it's gold. Step 1. Activate two-factor authentication or 2FA on everything. Time between 15 and 20 minutes. First step, two-factor authentication. Now, right now, seriously. This is what you are going to do. In the next 2 hours, you are going to log into all your important accounts and activate 2FA. Which accounts? Gmail accounts or your main email. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it is. WhatsApp. Your bank accounts. Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whatever. Your PayPal or Venmo accounts. Your Amazon account. Netflix, yes, even Netflix, because there has been cases of account theft. How do you do it? In each service, go to Settings, Security, and look for two-factor authentication or two-step verification. Choose the Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator app. Try not to use text messages if you can avoid it, because text message can be intercepted. Think of this way. Your password is like your house key. Two-factor authentication is like also having an alarm, a guard dog, and a noisy neighbor. You need all 3 to be active for someone to get in. According to Microsoft, 2FA blocks 99.9% of automated attacks. It's literally the most effective thing you can do for your digital security. Step 2, update everything. Absolutely everything. Estimated time, the 10 to 15 minutes. Second step, updates. I know you hate them. I know they interrupt your day. I know your computer always wants to update when you are in a hurry. But you know what? Getting hacked is much more inconvenient. This is what you are going to update today. On your computer, your Windows update or your Mac OS update. Your browser can be Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari, whatever you use. Your antivirus, your Adobe Acrobat if you have it, Java if you have it installed. On your phone, the operating system, Android or iOS. All apps, especially WhatsApp, your bank accounts, your social media. How do you know if you have pending updates? In Windows, go to Start Settings and check Windows updates. In Mac, go to the Apple, About this Mac, and Software Updates. For Android and iPhone, go to Settings, Software Update, and check. The Colonial Pipeline attack I mentioned earlier exploited a vulnerability that already had a patch available. The company simply hadn't updated. Cost them $4.4 million in ransom. Don't be like Colonial Pipeline. Step 3. Review your passwords, all of them. Estimated time, the 20 or 30 minutes. This is the third step, password. If your password is 123456, the word password, your birthday, or your dog or family member name, you are already hacked. You just haven't realized it yet. Here's what you are going to do. Download a password manager. I recommend Bitwarden, it's free and open source, or 1Password, is paid but is excellent. Let the manager generate new password for all your important accounts. Yes, all of them. 16 characters password with uppercase letters, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Immediately change password for your main emails, banks, social media, your cloud services like Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, OneDrive.
Oh, Dr. Qubit, but I'm not going to remember all those passwords.
Exactly. That's the point. Nobody remembers them. That's why the password manager exists. You only need to remember one master password. The manager remembers the rest. 81% of security breaches occur due to a weak or stolen password, according to Verizon Data Breach Investigation Report in 2023. Step 4. Review which apps have access to your accounts. Estimated time, 10 minutes. 4th step. Permission audit. Remember that Which Disney Princess Are You app that you did 5 years ago in Facebook? Guess what? It still have access to your Facebook account and probably to your friends list, your email, and your photos. This is what you are going to do. For Google, go to myaccount.google.com, go to Security, Third-Party Apps with Access. For Facebook, go to Settings, Apps and Websites. For Twitter or X, go to Settings, Security and Access, Apps and Sessions. For Apple, go to Settings, your name, password and security, and apps using your Apple ID. Revoke access to everything you don't recognize or use. It's like cleaning your house. You have to take all that accumulated garbage. Those apps are digital garbage that accumulate dust and vulnerabilities. Step 5. Activate monitoring alerts on your banks. Estimated time, 5 minutes. 5th step. Bank notifications. Call your bank or log into the app and activate all notifications. Purchases over $20, ATM withdrawals, online purchases, password changes, login from new devices. Yes, you will receive a lot of notifications, but you know what is worse? Realizing 2 months later that someone emptied your account. According to the FTC, in 2023, there were 5.4 million fraud complaints in the US. The average detection time was 45 days. 45 days that the people noticed something happened in his bank or her bank account. With active alerts, you detected in 45 seconds. Step 6. Set up automatic backups. Estimated time, 15 minutes. 6th step. Backups. If you ever cry because you lost your phone photos or because ransomware encrypted your master thesis, is because you didn't have a backup. This is what you are going to do today. On your phone, go to iPhone Automatic Cloud Settings and activate your iCloud. In your Android, go to Google One, Settings, set up Google Backup. On your computer, you have Windows OneDrive or Google Drive with automatic sync. In your Mac, go to Time Machine with external hard drive. Use the rule 3-2-1, 3 copies of your data, 2 on different devices or locations, and 1 offline. Disconnect the external hard drive after do the backup. Look, I don't want to be dramatic, but backups are like seat belts. You think you don't need it until you have an accident, and by then it's too late. Step 7. Educate your family and friends. Estimated time? That's variable, but crucial. 7 and final step. Share this knowledge. Cybersecurity is not an individual sport. It's a team sport. It doesn't matter if you are Fort Knox digital, if your mom still believes the Nigerian prince is really going to send her $1 million. Today, you are going to do this. Send this podcast to your family in the group chat. Help your parents activate 2FA in their accounts. Check that your younger siblings or children know how to identify phishing. At work, talk to your boss about cybersecurity. Because here is the truth, my friends. Hackers win because people don't know how to defend themselves. They win because we are lazy. They win because we think
It won't happen to me.
But after listening to this episode, you no longer have an excuse. You know what to do. You have the tools. You just need to use them. So, recapping the 7 steps. 1. Activate 2FA on everything. 2. Update everything. 3. Fix your passwords. 4. Revoke unnecessary access to apps that you don't use. Number 5. Activate your bank alerts. Number 6. Set up backups. And number 7. Educate others. How long will it take to recover from a hack? Weeks, months, years even in some cases. 2 hours today to save yourself months of suffering tomorrow. Do it. Dear listeners, we are reaching the end of this episode, and I want to leave you with some important reflections. What happened today in Venezuela is not just a geopolitical event. It's a warning. It's a live demonstration of how the physical world and the digital world are completely intertwined in 2026. When the United States launched Operation Absolute Resolve, they didn't just launch aircrafts. They launch a domino effect of cyber consequences that will affect millions of people. People in Venezuela, of course, but also people in Texas, Florida, New York, LA, Seattle, Chicago, everywhere. Because we live in a world where pipelines are controlled by computers, banks are accessible from anywhere in the world, hospitals depend on digital networks, elections can be influenced by bots on social media. And when we have a conflict, the first to suffer are not the soldiers, it's the system. And when system falls, we all suffer. But here is the good news. And yes, there is good news. You, after listening to this podcast, are no longer passive victims. You know now why cybersecurity matters, what threat exists, how to protect yourself, and what concrete step to take. And that, my dear friends, is power. And that's the difference between being dragged by the current or swimming with a direction. I'm going to be honest with you. Cybersecurity outlook is going to get worse before it gets better. Hackers are becoming more sophisticated. State-sponsored attacks are increasingly common. Artificial intelligence is making phishing almost impossible to detect, but educated, prepared people who can take action will always be several steps ahead. According to the World Economic Forum, 95% of cybersecurity problems are caused by human error. No lack of technology, no lack of resources, lack of knowledge. You now have the knowledge. Now, all that is left is action. So, I'm going to ask you a favor. Not just you, but you as ambassador of digital security in your families, workplaces, and communities. Do the 7 steps I gave you. All of them, not just 1 or 2, all 7. And then share this episode. Send it to your family group chat. Play it with your parents at breakfast. Discuss it at the office. Because cybersecurity is not about technology, it's about culture. And cultures change when educated people decide to act. That was Behind the Digital Curtain, the only podcast where we learn that real heroes don't wear capes. They use two-factor authentication. I'm Dr. Sergio Sanchez, your friendly Dr. Qubit. We'll hear each other next week, assuming the internet is still working and we haven't all been hacked. Take care out there. Update your systems. And please, 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 change that password that says 123456. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you enjoy it, please share with someone you want to protect and help navigate this technological world. And if you have questions, anecdotes, or stories you would like to share, write me at behindthedigitalcurtainpodcast@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for you next week for another episode of Behind the Digital Curtain, the place where technology is spoken in human language. See you later.